If this is your first time being in this channel, you're welcome. In this tutorial section, we'll be looking at charts. You will see how to create a chart, how to add chart legend, how to move chart to a chart sheet, how to change chart layout, how to add chart title, how to switch data, how to change the style of a chart, how to change chart type, and how to change chart colors using these data sets that we have here. Alright, a chart gives a visual representation of numerical data that makes analysis of trends and data comparison easy and quick to appreciate. You can see what we have here. With a chart, you will be able to appreciate what's happening. Some major kinds of charts are the pie chart, the bar chart, and column chart. You will see how we'll be working with all of those charts in this tutorial. To create a chart, the first thing you need to do is to select the range of data you'd like to add or include in your chart. We're not necessarily going to be working with all of these data sets that you see here. The data should include both the numeric and the column headings or row headings describing the data. Right, now to start in creating a chart using the set of data, I would have to select the range of data that I like to include in this chart. So first and foremost, I would, like I said, the column headings and the row headings or column headings and the data set. For this particular one, I'm sure you would see that I have selected column headings as well as the row headings. Alright, so this is the set of data I'd like to work with in creating a chart, and we'll be creating a column chart. So hover your mouse to, if you're working with me, hover your mouse to where you have the insert tab there, and by the charts group you will see several kinds of charts that you might want to work with. Like I said, we're using the column chart, and point your mouse to where you have the column chart. You can see insert column or bar charts. Click the drop down arrow, and here you will see range of charts, different kinds of charts, which is the 2D column, 3D column, 2D bar, and all of that. We're working with, we'll be using the 2D column, and there are also different styles here. If you point to where you have the picture there, it tells you that it's clustered bar, clustered column, and that's what we'll be using, clustered column. So I click on that. Now I do have a chart. Alright, the chart is appearing. So when you have this, you would see, looking at this chart here, I just need to increase this so you can see. Alright, I think this is better. Looking at this chart here, you would see that there are no chart legend. We do not have a legend. Okay, we do have a legend. A legend here is showing below. Here you can change the chart legend either top or left or corner. To do that, while your chart is activated, by activation it means that it's clicked. You can see if I click at this other side, it's not activated, so you can't add any of those things. If you want to place a command on your chart, you need to click on that chart like I did, and a new chart tab appears called chart design. As you can see over here, that gives you different shows you ribbons that you can play with or add different sections in your chart. So we'll be adding or changing our chart legend here. So to do so, hover your mouse to where you have the chart layout, and you would see add chart elements. Click the drop down arrow and move to where you have the legend. Now this legend displays your legend at different aspects. If you do not want legend, you click on none. If you want your legend to appear by the right hand side, you can see how it's moving around, then you click right. If you want the legend to be at the top part, you click the top. If you want it to be by the left, you can see how it's changing, you click at the left, and the bottom, which was the default style, but for this one we will use the right legend. Click on the right legend. So at this point you can see we've moved our legend to be by the right hand side. Now while this chart is still activated, like I did explain, if I click there, my chart is not activated. If I click on it, then I can apply commands to this chart. I want to move this chart to somewhere else so it stops covering the data sets that I have there. So you can actually move your chart to a chart sheet. So to do so, move and you will see where you have the location group. You can see it there. Chart design. The chart design tab only appears when your chart is selected like this. Now go to the location group and click on the move chart. So the dialog box appears. Click this point, new chart, new sheet, and type in best 4. Let's type in best 4 there. Best 4. Okay, that is gonna be the name of the new sheet. Now click OK. Now we do have or have successfully moved the chart to a chart sheet. Alright. Still, you can see that this chart is still activated. I will show you how to change the chart layout. Again, while it's activated, the chart design tab is still visible. Now to change the chart layout, hover your mouse to where you have chart layouts. You would see that button that says quick layout. Click the drop down arrow, and of course here you will see different kinds of chart layouts. While you hover around, you see your chart changes and gives a new kind of design. You can see what's happening all over there, and it has its name. This particular one says layout 4. Let's work with the first layout 1. So I'll click on that. You can see this chart has changed. Alright, it's changed. You can also scroll around. To add title to your chart, all you need to do is click on this part where you have chart title. Click on it and type in best. Just click once and type best 4, or enter what you like and press the enter key on your keyboard, and you can see over there the title changes to best 4. Click anywhere on the screen and that's what we have. Now we're talking about switch data. To change what displays in the chart, a switch can be made from row data to column data and vice versa. Alright, to do that, click on the chart, activate the chart. You can see if it's not activated, I cannot see the chart design tab to work on. So click on the chart by activating it. Now you can see that the chart design tab is now visible. Now hover your mouse to where you have the data group over there, and this button says switch rows column. That's all you need to do. You click on the button, you can see the chart changes. That switch data has moved around or swapped the data in the chart. Okay, so let's take it back by taking and leaving it at the default stuff that we have earlier. Okay, the next thing I'd like to show you is how to change the style of a chart. How to change the style of this chart. To do that, again, click anywhere on the chart and go to the chart design. Now you can see we do have different stuffs there. Go to where you have the chart styles and click the more arrows. Here, if I point to the first one, it tells me style 1, and you can see the view. It gives you a preview of what it looks like in your chart. So let's move around and choose the style 8. Alright, so you can see how you can successfully change your chart styles. Now you can also change your chart type, like you know that we are working on the column chart. This is a column chart. You can change column chart to a bar chart. To do that, again, move your mouse while the chart is selected. Hover your mouse to where you have the chart type group, and click on the button that says change chart type. Okay, over here, because we want to change to the bar chart, click the bar chart, and here we have different kinds of bar charts. This is clustered bar, stacked bar, 100% stacked bar, and here we do have 3D clustered bar. That's what I want to use, so I'll just click on that. Okay, you can see there are two different kinds with the color changes, but I like to remain on what we do have there, so I'll leave it at that and click OK. You can see we do have or have successfully changed the chart from column chart to a bar chart. Alright, so I will take you through how to change chart colors. To do that, just move your cursor to any of the bars, the chart bars there. It could be any of those ones, but let's work with the blue bar that we have here. To change the color of the blue bar, right click on it and you would see this symbol here called the fill button. Click on that arrow and you will see different colors. Here is the theme colors. You can choose any color that suits the project that you're working on. Could be any stuff, or you can work with the standard colors. Let's apply the standard colors red and see what it looks like, or green. Let's work with green. Okay, so this is how you can change any of those bars. Okay, let's work with this gray one. Right click on it, right click, and you will see, okay, see what happened. It moved to the top part and choose the yellow. From the standard colors, you can change it to yellow. Okay, this is what happens when you want to change. You can change any of the bars to what best suits your preference. It could be that you're working on a project and you want the colors in your chart to tell your story or to link to the theme of your project. So that's how you can actually change the chart colors. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial, but before I round up, there are other stuff you can do with your chart that we didn't get to talk about, so I'll just take you through those aspects by clicking on the chart. So I can go to the chart design. Over here, chart layouts, add chart elements. Talking about the chart elements, Here you might want to work with X and Y as this title, so this is where you get it. No, X and Y as this title is here, where you have the primary horizontal. You would see in the chart where you can put your X as its title, and this aspect you can see what happens in the chart. You can put your Y as its title and key in what you want to be there. And the chart title, you can add chart title from this aspect. Your chart title can be above or centered overlay. You can also delete the chart title if you don't want it. You can see what's going on. The preview, it's showing you a preview of what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. Centered overlay, that's what it's gonna look like. And here where we have the data labels, right now we do not have any data labels. If you want to put a data label, see what happens in the chart. That's what data label does. Data callouts. Okay, if that's what you want in your chart, you can do that. And here we have the data table. We don't have, this chart currently doesn't have any data table, but you can add with legend keys. That's what it looks like. And no legend keys, that's a little bit different, the difference it gives. Now you can add grid lines to your chart. Okay, so primary, major, horizontal, that's what it looks like. You see the preview in the chart, and here primary, major, vertical, if that's what you want. Primary, major, horizontal, that's what your chart is going to look like. And here we have primary, minor, vertical. So these are grid lines, different grid lines you may want to use while creating your own chart. Okay, of course we've talked about the legend and what it looks like. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this tutorial, alright, about charts. Okay, please kindly drop your comment in the comment sections below and let me know what video tutorials you want me to make, and do not forget to click the like button, very important, and subscribe.